battery? Yeah, it is. Battery. Alright. Yeah. Tomorrow I'm a bit sick, so I excuse if my commentating will not be the greatest. I'm a bit sick, but I'm gonna just do this commentary since already I am here already. So yeah. The Silverstone circuit, the first time that it has hosted the Grand Prix was in 1950. It was the first Grand Prix hosted in Formula 1. Number of laps 26 with 50%. Circuit length is 5.891 kilometers. Quickly, let me just do the miles for those who use miles. .660 miles. Race distance about 153 kilometers. Lap record is 1 minute 27.097 set by Max Verstappen in 2020. 18 corners. The first sector, not really much. Well, the only place that you can actually overtake in Section 1 is like turn 3 possible. Turn 4 if you get a good run from turn 3. But other than that, turn 4 is just a follow-up corner to turn 5, which then follows to turn 6. And we go into the Wellington Straight, which there switches from Section 1 to Sector 2. And there's obviously a DRS zone in there. The first DRS detection zone is just before turn 3. Turn 6 is a very good overtaking opportunity, since it is a good rundown in the Wellington Straight with the help of the DRS, and in the turn 6 you can dive bomb there, but you have to be careful as it tightens on the exit. Then turn 7, Luffield. If you have better grip and a better car, then you can do on the outside, or just have a go around them. Maybe you can stay there on the outside, side by side with the car inside. And turn 8, well, turn 8 is just flat out right-hander towards to the old pit straight, and then turn 9 cops one of the most famous corners. With these cars, it isn't flat out, but it is a very high-speed corner, and as well you can very easily invalidate your lap or get a warning for exceeding the track limits. And then turn 10, 11, 12, 13 and 14, the sequence of S's, Maggots, Beckett's, and then Chapel. Turn 10 and 11 are flat out. Then turn 12 you have to go down a gear or two, or in turn 11 you can go into the 7th gear if you want. Then turn 12 either 6th or 7th. 13 you have to downshift once again, and then turn 14 is just a flat out corner towards the hanger straight, the longest straight on this track with the help of the DRS. DRS detection zone is between turns 10 and 11 on this track map. On the F1 game, I think it's just before turn 10, if I remember right. And then into turn 15, the Stowe, which is like 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 turn 6. It is a tightening corner, but you can as well send it there if you have a good rundown on the inside or on the outside. If you have a go on the outside, then the chicane 16 and 17. If you get a good rundown from turn 15 on the outside and you stay there, then you can go on the inside of turn 16, but you have to be careful on the turn 17 if the car beside you is gonna try and stick it on the inside in turn 17. And then turn 18 is pretty much a flat out corner onto the start finish straight, and that is pretty much a lap of Silverstone. Best overtaking opportunities are turn 3, 6, 15. Those are the best that you can think of. Then turn 7, you can have a go there. Turn 9 is very risky. Is a very risky. I don't suggest going there. As well as turn 11, turn 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14 there as well. High risk. Turn 16 and 17, if you have a good rundown from turn 15 and you're side by side with the car in front of you, then you can have a go in there. But those are like corners that, those aren't the most obvious ones. Then the corners that you can easily invalidate or get a warning are turn 1, if you go a bit too much on the inside. Turn 6 the same, too much on the inside, but you don't really see much that. Turn 9, if you go too much on the inside or on the exit, you go a bit too wide. Then turn 11, turn 10, 11, 12, 12, 13, and 14, they're as well pretty easy ones. Turn 15, and then that's pretty much it. So turn 1, turn 6, 9, 11, 12, 13, 15, and that's pretty much it. As we go into the qualifying, it is a dry quali. Let's just check if it was there a weather thing in here. No, there wasn't. Guess not. No, so I might just close my laptop. Alright. Yeah, it looks like it is dry, but it is a bit cloudy. There could be a chance of rain. There can be chance of rain. And as he joins in, as first cars are on the track, a Williams of Pete, the first one out on track. Then there's a Haas of Diego. Then it is Alpine of Holes. Then it is Mercedes of Tur. Then it is a McLaren of Alfie. Then it is Alfa Romeo of Jovi. Then it is a Mercedes of Matt. Then it is Coke on the mediums. I might as well get the tires. So Coke is now the only one out on the medium tire. Reggie is thinking about it, and he is out on track on the medium tire. As well as it looks like Pet is as well thinking about it on the medium tire. Mojo is coming out of the track, both Red Bulls, and Aston Martin of Sonny, McLaren of F1 Lewis. Then there was a Alpine of Niklas. Yeah, like I said, the new guys who are joining in, I'm a bit sick. My nose is a bit stuck, so might not be the best commentary today, but it is better than nothing. As Pete has started his lap, as well as Diego and Tur, they have started their laps. Then Holtz and then Alfie, they have started their laps. Yellow flags in turns 16 and 17, but it was just from it off. I think Giovi was going just slowly. Should be. Well, Pete has started his lap already to 28.957. Does he go flat out? No, he doesn't. He doesn't go flat out. And he runs a bit wide in cops. Well, Williams having the worst car on paper. You can't really go there in flat out as in Laffield. Is that Tur? No, that was Matt spinning in Laffield. But he was as well on a flying lap. Now he has to watch out from behind from an Alfa Romeo of, is that Dieterich? No, that is Giovi who is on a lap, a flying lap. Pete goes fastest, 131.6 for 1. Then it should be Tur going fastest, 128.300. Diego was 130.336. Holtz 129.286. Alfie 129.156. Then it should be Matt going into the pits. Giovi is going to be coming across the line, and he goes 5th, 140.418. Then it's Coke on the medium tire coming across the line, and he goes 4th, 129.323. Then it is, should be Niklas coming across the line. Doesn't look to be the best times, but we will see what he will do as he invalidates through the last corner, and he lost the rear. But well, though he saved it, he has invalidated this lap and next lap. Reggie goes P2 on the medium tire, 128.533, and Shaza goes 4th, 129.240. For a lot of the drivers, it is a home Grand Prix. For example, for Reggie, it is a home Grand Prix. Well, for a lot, it is a home Grand Prix. So everyone wants to do well. Obviously, everyone wants to do good. Like Hennessy goes 3rd, 128.615. But obviously, everyone wants to do good. But especially when it's your home Grand Prix, you want to do even better than just good. Like a podium for Reggie would be like normally good, but this is his home Grand Prix, so he would need to do extra good, like a win or just a casual Grand Slam. As Dietrich goes 8th, 129.559. Then it's a Ross Pet coming across the line, but he's just starting a lap now. It has calmed down a bit. As well, there's an Aston Martin coming across the line, but that is Sony, but he's going into the pits. It's Hennessy, but he has done a lap. Then there's Stack, who is on an out lap. Pet through the first sector to 28.515 on the mediums. Not bad, not bad. Von Lewis, but his second sector was terrible, and he goes into the pits. Noise on the mediums, he'll start a lap as well. He has Stove, and then turns 16, 17, and 18. I now remember that this chicane was Vale. It was Vale. I now remembered. Pet on a flyer, but well, it looks good. Should be looking good. Stove lost the rear a bit on the exit, and now Vale 16, 17 looks decent, and now coming across the line. Where he goes 11 to 130.717. I need to wait. Sorry, I need to sneeze, and now it feels a lot better. now my nose isn't stuck, thankfully. And then nothing has changed in the leaderboards. Stack is now coming across the line on the exit of Vale, and now the last corner, turn 18, and he's coming across the line. He goes behind his own teammate. He goes 12, 131.322. There will be Matt coming across the line, and he goes 4th, 129.075. Noise goes 3rd, 128.501. Very close behind Reggie. And at the meantime, Diego has crashed out of qualifying on the exit of Cops, so he's out of the qualifying as well. Should be going slowly. Well, he has enough fuel, and he's just on the new set, so I don't know. Earlier there was a car spun going into Luffield, or I think it was a Williams, and the only one that it is right now it's Pete, so it could have been him. Niklas going slowly into turn 3. A bit lost now, not gonna lie. Lewis has invited his lap, but he's as well on a terrible lap. He's now starting his lap. Pete is gonna start his whatever lap he is on. Then an AlphaTauri and Mercedes going into the pits. Next coming across the line, it's gonna be Noise, but he's on an in lap. Shaza is on a out lap, not out lap right now. Coke on a flying lap as it looks. First sector wall wasn't the best. Second sector, he did find some time, but he's still 40 thousandths behind his own time. And now going into Stove and going wide, invalidating his lap and straight into the pits. That is Aston Martin of Sony, maybe. He's now finishing his lap, maybe. Well, it looks like that he's finishing his lap on the exit of Vale, and now turn 18. He's gonna be last, but how far behind? That is 3 seconds behind Pete. 134.669. Gemini, and he has invalidated his lap. For the Aston Martins, doesn't look good, and he was as well on a 134 lap. Let's look at Shaza, because he's the only one on the flying lap, like a real flying lap. Into Beckett, and now Chapel. Sector 2 split. He's improving. 2 tenths down. Now it's into third sector. Can he find some time? Stowe. Didn't go off track, but now Vale. Does he find some time through Vale, and now the final corner, or going into the final corner, and now into the finish line. He has found a massive amount of time, and he goes second. I don't know, teammate 128.481, but Reggie is on the set of the medium tire, so we have to, so Reggie can find, well, with only the tires like 4/10, 5/10 at least. Then comes the Aston Martins, but Sony goes into the pits. Gemini, I think he goes into the pits as well. Yeah, he goes into the pits as well. Stack is in an out lap. And there's an Alfa Romeo Giovi coming out of the pits. I need to again sneeze. Alright. Yeah. Like again. Well, 8 people. Last time it was way less. At this time. Stack is gonna start his flying lap shortly as he's preparing his tires, and now the exit of Vale, turn 18. And he has started his maybe final flying lap, as he has only as there are only less than 4 minutes to go. And as the money coming out of the pits, it is Sonny, Reggie retiring in the pits. Can Stack find some time in the first sector? Jovi isn't on a flying lap, I don't think. Hai has joined in, so he could maybe set a time. Jovi isn't on a flying lap. Stack has found 4/10, over 4/10 in the first sector alone. So now, but with that improvement, he's still gonna be behind his own teammate. Noise retiring in the pits, and Hyde joining the Haas car. So he's gonna have still some time. Well, there's 3 minutes to go, so he has some time to set a time. As Stack finishes his second sector, 8/10 of improvement. This looks a very good lap for Stack in the AlphaTauri, now Stove, and going into Vale, braking on the start of the curb. Now turn 17, very early on the gears, and now coming across the line, he goes 11th out of Jovi and ahead of his own teammates. 130.345 match retires in the pits, but Jovi is improving. He's improving by 4.5 cents through the second sector. So at the moment, he looks like that he's gonna be ahead of Stack. More drivers coming out of the pits. So 2 McLarens, 1 Ferrari. Pet, then 2 Williamses, and then 2 Aston Martins, but Joey coming across the line, and he goes ahead of Stack, 129.903. Still, F1 Lewis has to do a lap time, and is he on one? But by the time it looks like that he's on, and he goes 7th, 129.154 2000s out of his own teammates. Alfie, no, he was starting a lap. Coke, he was starting a lap as well. Pet is gonna be starting a lap. Pete as well. Sony, but it looks like he is on a flying lap. Tur has retired in the pits as Joey has done something on the exit of turn, on the exit of Lovefield. Sony through the second sector. Second sector, not good. He's 1 second down, and he's out of ERS. This looks like a terrible lap by Sony. the moment Pete has started his lap. Alfie on a flying lap, but we need to look at Pet, who's on a flying lap once again on the medium tire. He's really trying to qualify on those mediums. He's 2/10 up, so it is very good for him, as one of the Williams' high has spun on the exit of turn 4. Not a good start to the qualifying, as Sony has as well given up, so he's gonna be at least 17th. Alfie goes 6th, 128.855. Coke goes 6th, 128.646. Pet through the second sector. Is he still improving? He's improving still, but not as much. Pete through the second sector is improving. He's improving. But with that improvement, he won't be ahead of Diego. Gemini, 105.224. It looks decent. There's still Niklas who has to set a time. But Pet, through the final corner, he has improved. He has found a 10th. But he hasn't improved position-wise. Pete coming across the line, the same thing. He stays 16th. So he's out of this qualifying. Gemini goes 12th, 129.806, pushing Pet out of the qualifying. High 143.104. Somebody going into the pits, and now Nicholas. Does he find some more time, or is he gonna be ahead of Stack? He is ahead of Stack, out of Dietrich. In fact, he's 11th, behind his own teammate, 128.536, and he goes through into Q2. So Diego, Stack, Pet, Pete, Sony, and High are out of Q1. And Tur being first in the first phase of qualifying, Shazza second, Reggie third, Noise fourth, Hennessy fifth, Coke sixth, Alfie seventh, Matt eighth, Lewis ninth, Holtz 10th, Niklas 11th, Dietrich 12th, Gemini 13th, Jovi 14th, and then these 6 are not going to be going into Q2, like I said already. Pet was really trying to go on those mediums through, but I think he should have just gone on the softs like pretty much everyone else did, besides the 2 fastest guys. Well, Hennessy's fast, but he's on a Haas, so it's a bit different, because you can be fast, but you can't make the car faster just with your pace. You have to have a good car, like Reggie at Noise, who have Red Bull and Ferrari. So yeah, yeah. I need to sneeze again. I need to sneeze every like 5 minutes. And to the second phase of qualifying. Into the second phase of qualifying. It is sunny with some clouds, but it is sunny. Already cars out on track going. Turret is out on track. Need to do the details. Coke out on track, Tur going out on track, Jovi going out on track, Von Lewis out on track, Hennessy out on track, Holtz out on track, Reggie out on track, then behind them Matt out on track, then behind them Dietrich out on track, and as well Niklas out on track. And this time I might just check the comments. Yeah, it was a very good lap by you, Shima, or Shimanai. I'm gonna just call you Shimanai because, well, it is your PSN, so I might just stick with that, not to confuse myself and some other people. Yeah, Noise out on track now. Still Shaza, Sheminai, and Alfie in the pits. Was this a second comment? Ah, just some random one. Oops. Holtz was letting through Coke, so with the looks of it, Coke is gonna be the first one to start their laps in Q2. Yellow flags in Stove, but that's just slowing cars. Coke has started his flying lap as well as Holtz. Then it's gonna be Tur, then it is F1 Lewis, then it's Hennessy, then it's Jovi, then it is Reggie, then it is Matt, then it is Diederich, and then it is Niklas. Coke to the first sector, 27.902. Third to the first sector, 27.842. Noise spun on the exit of Stove as Alfie is letting the cars that are on the flying laps at the moment. Coke through the second sector split. It's gonna be a 104.875. Tur with he has invalidated his lap. Holtz invalidated his lap as well. F1 Lewis 105.099. But Coke on the exit of Vale and now into turn 18. Bit of a wobble on the exit, but he goes through line and he goes first 128.29.3377. I can't speak at the moment. Then it is F1 Lewis who goes second, 129.560. Hennessy 109.075. Jovi fourth, 130.217. Matt fourth, 130.047. Dietrich second, 129.336. Niklas was invalidated his lap, I guess. Yeah, I guess he went on the leaderboard, but then he invalidated his lap. Alright. Then it is Noise. Gonna be going into Vale. He's 1 second up in the second sector out of Coke, but then on the exit of the last corner, and he goes first, 127.771 for Noise, 1.3 seconds ahead of Hennessy. Now, if Noise keeps that pace up, he could be getting a pole position here in Silverstone. Shaza out on track with Sheminai. Might as well check the comments. I don't know. Nothing has really changed. Shimon on an outlap as well as Shaza on an outlap. Then just most of the drivers going in. Alfie is gonna be finishing his lap. His second flying... no, this is his flying lap. And he goes 7th behind his teammate. 129.637. As well as Reggie is gonna be out on track. And Tur went second. I didn't notice that. 128.610, but still 9, or actually less than 8/10 behind Noise. No, over 8/10 behind Noise. Then Shaza and Reggie, they're gonna be starting their flying laps right about, well, Shaza now, and then Gemini now. So we will see what Shaza is gonna do, sort of a lap, because we will left trigger has stopped working. Doesn't want to go to 9th place, right? Alright, now it is working. I don't know. I threw this controller once to a wall, and the right side of the, or the R2 just won't press all the way down. Shaza through the second sector. Looks good. It looks decent. Second sector split. It is going to be a 103.776. It is close to Noise's second sector. Reggie's first sector is going to be a 127.488. But we will look at Shaza's final lap, and he comes across the line and he goes second, 127.852. Gemini on the exit, bit of a wobble, but he goes 10th, 130.103. Reggie meanwhile on a flying lap into Magus Beckons, and then Chapel will be. Looks good through Maggots, and now Chapel second sector split, 103.557, and now into Stove. Looks good, not too much on the outside, and then into Vale. Looks good. Turn 16, turn 17, looks good, and then turn 18, and coming across the line. Is he gonna go first? Yes, he goes first. 127.454, and he goes almost 3/10 ahead of his championship rival Noise. Or actually, at the moment it is actually Tur, I think, second. And as I was speaking about him, he retires in the pits. But let me check. I feel like Noise isn't second. It's actually one of the Mercedes guys. I think it is Tur. What was that going to mention? Oh. Just check the standings, because I feel like I know it is a Matt ahead of Noise by 1 point. I thought that was Tur, but no. He's still he's still 32 points behind of Noise. Niklas has invited his lap. Jovi on an out lap. Lewis on the mediums. He's trying to improve on them. If he improves, I'm impressed, actually. I'll be impressed. Does he improve? He does! By over 3.5 tenths, and he goes 6 out of DC Rich on the mediums. Nice. Not gonna lie. Jovi is gonna start his flying lap. But seriously, I wasn't expecting Lewis to improve on the mediums. The world surprises. The world surprises with everything. Well, Jovi on the only one out on track. First sector does improve. He does by just a little over 2 tenths into Luffield. Bit wide, but then closing in. So it was a decent line through Luffield. Turn 8, well, pretty much flatter corner. Then Cops. Very easy to invalidate through Cops. It was good. It looked good. Now then, turn 10. Maggots. Beckett's. And now Chapel. Second sector. Does it look good? Does it improving? He is improving by 6 cents through the second sector. At the moment, it looks like he's going to be going ahead of Alfie. Now into Stove. Does it? That was just a line. And then Vale. Looks good. Hugging the insides. And now turn 18. Coming across the line. And he goes 7th. 1,000 ahead of his own teammate Dieterich. 129.335 by Jovi. 129.336 by Dieterich. And then Coke. 129.377. So it is quite close between those three drivers. I think it was the last lap time, or the final lap by Jovi. Dietrich is still gonna be on a... He has still one more chance to improve his time. Alfie hasn't validated his lap. No, it was an out lap. Now Niklas holds Gemini, Matt, Coke, Dietrich, and that's one Shazza on their out laps. Interesting that Shazza went out. But Holt is gonna be starting his lap. Reggie retiring in the pits. Holt starting his final flying lap. Noise retiring in the pits. Gemini stopping on the hanger straight. That's strange. Jovi going into the pits. A bit of a strange line by him. Alfie once again invalidating. And he has been on those tires for quite some time, I think. Shazza starting his final flying lap, as well as Matt holds his first sector. 27.751 through the first sector. Then Nicholas will start his final flying lap. Then it's gonna be Dieterich starting his final flying lap. And then Coke gonna be starting his final flying lap. And then Alfie is gonna start his final flying lap. Shazza has stopped on track. Going slowly. A bit weird by him. I didn't see if Matt was improving, but Holtz has invalidated his lap, as well as Gemini, so they are definitely out of Q2. Alfie spinning on the last corner. No, that was Holtz. Matt through the first sector, 4.5 tenths improvement. Second sector. Is he improving more? He's improving by 1.5 seconds in that second sector. He did a massive mistake, and Gemini spins on the exit of Chapel, and he crashes out spectacularly. Niklas, I think, still on a lap. He is still on a lap. 105.134. But Matt through the final corner, and he goes fourth. 128.262. Coke is improving. Well, it sort of looked like. Dieterich is still on the lap, but out of him, there's Niklas. Where he goes? Does he go into top 10? No, he misses out in top 10. Dieterich improves his time, and then Coke improves his time as well. But Niklas missing out on a Q3 appearance in the Alpine, and Coke improved for a P4. Unfortunately for him, after this race, it will be probably his last time on in the Ferrari car, as he is going to be going down to McLaren. But Reggie in P1, Noise second, Shaza close to Noise third, Coke fourth, Matt fifth, Tur sixth, Hennessy seventh, Dietrich eighth, Lewis ninth, Jovi 10th, and then Niklas, Alfie, Gemini, Holtz, and Holtz not going into Q3. And I need to sneeze once again. Alright, the final phase of qualifying has started. Already a few cars out on track. And McLaren of F1 Lewis already out on track. Then Reggie. Then a whole lot of cars. The only one not going out at the moment is Dietrich. So it is Reggie, then Coke, then Tur, then Jovi, then Hennessy, then Noise, and then Matt, and the last car now out on track is Dietrich. I might just check the comments now. Alright, Roller, calm down. Alright, calm down. Calm down. Alright. Yeah, F1 Lewis is going to be the first one to start a flying lap in Q3 with less than 10 minutes to go. I am myself predicting that the pole position is going to be taken by Reggie, but we will see. We will see. I'm just predicting. I'm not favorizing anyone. I'm just predicting. Reggie has started his flying lap, Tur as well, Hennessy as well, Noise as well, then Matt as well, Shazza, then Coke, then the two Alfa Romeo boys, Jovi, and then Dietrich. What are not the details on? Now Dietrich has started his flying lap. I might just look at F1 Lewis's second sector, as I already missed his first sector. That was 27.882. Now second sector split. What's it gonna be? A 1.4.647. Reggie, his second sector is gonna be 103.463. Then Tur, it is going to be 103.676. But Lewis through Vale, and now into the last corner, turn 18, and coming across the line, he goes provisional pole position 108.898. Then comes the reigning world champion Reggie going off track. It was a 127.227, but he went off the limits of the track, and his previous lap was invalidated, so that lap didn't count, but it is now provisionally on pole position. No, my internet sucks apparently, but provisionally on pole position, 127.595. Noise second, 127.658. Shazza third, 128.005. Hennessy fourth, 128.244. Matt, 128.369. Lewis sixth. Dietrich seventh, 129.908. Jovi 130.027. And Coke, I guess with a big mistake, 137.513. And now Reggie will have the 1 lap pressure at his home Grand Prix. And well, half of the grid's teams are based in UK, so basically you could say that as well for Red Bull. Red Bull is located in UK, more specifically in Milton Keynes. But it isn't Reggie at the moment on provisional pole position. It is a Mercedes of Tur in provisional pole position. And then Noise. Noise, I guess he doesn't have the pace at the moment. Yeah, no, you can't have a mod. I can't be asked to give out mods. I'm just streaming races, all right. I'm just commentating races. I'm not a content creator that I would that much need a mod. At least at the moment, I don't see why I would need. Coke has improved his time to 128.262. I don't even know you, mate. I don't even know you. So yeah, that's one of the reasons I don't know you. And now with a bit over 5 minutes to go. Well, Coke, the only one out on track, but he's gonna be going in this lap. Is there anyone going out on track at the moment? No, none of the Mercedes guys. Oh, what? Oh no, it is for Coke. That is for Coke. I forgot about him. The Alfa Romeo, no. A Red Bull of Shazza is going out on track. So it's not gonna be as boring. I'm not looking at his camera. Oh, now it is. Oh, not his camera, just. Well, it is looking at him. But then does it look like that anyone will be going? No, not really. I mean, no one. So Shazza is the only one out on track right now. Yeah, there went no one really out on track besides Shazza. So for this, I might just sneeze. Alright. Let's calm down. Alright, so So still no one else out on track besides Shazza. It could be as well that Reggie is gonna be going somewhat like now, so that he can give slipstream to Shazza. But then when Shazza finishes his lap, then Reggie is gonna give his slipstream, and well, he's too late for that already. So Shazza has started his probably final flying lap, and then more. And now the horde of cars has erupted. Noise. Jesus Christ. That's a lot of cars out on track at the moment. Dieterich being the first one. Then it is Noise. Then it is Reggie. Then it was Noise. Then it was Matt. Then it is Jovi. Then it's Hennessy. Then it's Tur. And F1 Lewis not out on track. He's going just now, so he's gonna be in a rush, you could say. Shazza, is he through the second sector? Is he improving through the second sector? He's improving by half a second through the second sector. So at the moment he looks like to be on provisional pole position. Into Stove. Looking good. Hasn't invalidated. And now into Vale. Looks decent, hugging the curbs. And now the final corner. And he goes provisional pole position. 127.287. And now Reggie is gonna have to, well, Reggie, his first lap that he invalidated was better than this, but the question is, can Reggie do the same? Well, it looks like Shazza is gonna give him slipstream, but he's a long way back. Does he have, no, he doesn't have that much fuel. No, he's starting his lap now. Coke has started his lap long ago, as well as Dieterich, then Matt. But what will Coke, as he invalidated his final flying lap already. Dieterich's first sector is improving. He's improving by 1.5 tenths through the first sector. For Noise has improved. Yes, he's improving by 1 tenth through the first sector. For Matt, he's improving through the first sector. He's lost a massive amount of time, 7.5 tenths through the first sector. Hennessy has invalidated his lap. Jovi, has he? No, he hasn't. So then it is gonna be Noise through the second sector split, but he has traffic ahead of him. He's improving by 1.5 tenths, but now he's getting slipstream by his own teammate Coke. But ahead of him, there's an Alfa Romeo of Dieterich now in the way of his. So Noise, is he gonna be improving through the lap? I think he will, but is he gonna be enough for pole position? No, it isn't enough for pole position. He goes second, 127.332. Then it is gonna be Reggie who goes provisional pole position, 127.121. There's gonna be Tur across the line. He didn't improve. Hennessy didn't improve. Jovi didn't improve. I think he didn't improve. Matt didn't improve. Lewis didn't get it in time to start his lap. So it is Reggie on pole position, and it is a Red Bull 1-2 here in Silverstone. Noise will start second, Tur 4th, Hennessy 5th, Coke 6th, Matt 7th, Lewis 8th, Dieterich 9th, and Jovi finishes off the top 10. So that is the start for the race. So yeah, that is the grid for the race. Um, um, Let me just stick to this. I just need once again. There's a one course talked about, and it is raining. It is heavy rain in Silverstone. It could be massive carnage in turn 1, in turn 3 as well. Could be a massive carnage in those corners. So yeah. It is gonna be exciting. It is gonna be exciting. Most definitely. It is full wets. It is full wets. I don't even need to. Yeah, it is full wets. Oh my god. It is gonna be exciting. And is the curse gonna continue? Because at the moment it's everyone who got pole position, either it is Noise or Reggie, they didn't finish first, or they had really bad races at some point, well, throughout the race. So could it be that someone else, maybe maybe Noise, maybe even Shazza, maybe Hennessy even, just for the Lil Max, could he win this race? Or is the curse gonna fall and it is gonna be Reggie who is gonna win this? Oh, Shazza just, and Coke running into Shazza, and Shazza and Coke are gonna be disqualified. Only Coke got disqualified. That's the first time that I saw that. Whoa. And high spinning on the exit of Cops. So the start is gonna be interesting because there's a whole lot of grip in the heavy wets, and then it's just gonna be a spinning movie probably for the most of the race, and then some crashes here and there as well, some overtakes here and there, but it won't be anything that well, this is gonna be spectacular, but like not in terms of that racing. But like, this track isn't the best tracks to overtake in the wet, I don't think. Well, Petty is a long way back, so these guys are just gonna stay and wonder why the hell are we still staying? What the hell are we still on our grids? As he even went too far into his grid slot. And now it is gonna be Lights. Some lights. Hello. Some lights could be good. One light, two lights, three lights, four lights, five lights, and lights out, and away we go. Here in Britain, the lights were for a very long time. Hennessy and Hyde, they got drive-through penalties. Reggie got a good start. Noise as well, getting Shaza off the start. Hennessy obviously jumping the start. And, well, what bad cameras, as Hennessy dives down inside of Noise. And now into P2. And now do I have to wonder what is happening right now, because now I have to watch it very closely all at once. Hennessy got a bit of a wobble on the exit of turn 5, but he catches it, and Noise couldn't overtake Hennessy going into turn 6. At the back, Pet has overtaken Jovi, and at the back, Matt has spun in turn 6. And he's now down in 18th place. Alfie battling with Pet for P12. As there's an Alfa Romeo going off track. And it is high spun in turn 8. That's weird. Dietrich fighting with Gemini in the S's. Pet has spun on the exit of Chapel, and he did miss the wall, but he's gonna be a long way back. Reggie at the moment is 1 second out of Hennessy. Hennessy is serving his drive-through penalty immediately, so it is now everyone behind him, ahead of him. Reggie 1.5 seconds ahead of Noise, but at the back some yellow flags were caused, I don't know for what. But Diego up into 6th place from 15th. A beautiful start by him. High has retired in the pit, seeing no point in this race. Understandable. As Noise is battling now with Tur, he's made a massive mistake on the in turn 5, because now the gap has gone to 2.9 seconds. So he made a massive mistake on the exit of Osama in sector 1. Now it is Tur ahead of Noise. Reggie is now going to be chilling, but the gap is going down. It is now only 2 seconds between Reggie and Tur. For Diego, this race looks beautiful, as he's already up at the 6th. For Matt, it doesn't look the best, but after that spin he gained 6 places, so it's somewhat good. For Sony, 6 places up, looks good. For Hennessy, 13 positions down. He was starting 5th in the Haas, but that jump start ruined everything, and now he's gonna have to battle all the things up. Matt has overtaken Jovi into Stove, as well as Alfie has overtaken Sony into Stove. Tur with the new fastest lap, 1:45.582. The rain looks the same at the moment. The gap is now up to 2.2 seconds. The Alfa Romeos are battling as Stack has spun on the exit of turn 18, and now he's getting overtaken by his teammate, and now Hennessy. For not for Aston Martin, for Williams it looks horrible, but Tur and Noise, they're battling out for P2 at the moment. Noise on the outside of Lovefield, but Tur has better grip on the inside, and Tur has stayed in P2 for now. The ERS is going to be easily regainable in these conditions, as you're going to be going way slower than normally. Diego with 3 seconds already, Pet with as well 3 seconds, as well as Coke and Dieterich as behind. Who is it? Reggie down in the orders. It is a virtual safety car, and he has lost his front wing on the exit of Chapel. He has spun onto the wall. He's going into the pits, and he has to change his front wing. Thankfully for him is a virtual safety car, so he's not gonna lose that many positions and seconds. But it is now Tur in the lead. It looked like Reggie could be getting a confident win at the start of this race, but now he has thrown it all away, and now he's gonna be down outside of the top 10 as Pet gets 5 seconds for spinning in the pit lane. But at the moment, Reggie is down in 14th, 15th. He could be down in 16th even, if Hennessy overtakes him. Yeah, he's gonna be down in 16th even. I don't think he's gonna be down in 17th though. No, Reggie 16th. Those Reds could be making it till the end of the race. Diego gets a drive-through penalty again. Haas in the 5th place, but once again a Haas driver gets a drive-through penalty for being in the 5th place. It was a disaster for the Haas drivers, as Pet was battling with Pete on the exit of the pits, as Pet is on the inters. The track doesn't look to be on for the inter conditions, in my opinion. But the virtual safety car has ended, and it is Tur still in the lead, behind Noise, Shaza, Coke, and then a bit further behind is Diego, but he has a drive-through penalty. But it's just a matter of time. Is he gonna serve it now? No, he isn't. So he's gonna be either serving it next lap or the next lap. The moment, well, Tur looks to be having better pace than Noise. So Noise doesn't look to have the greatest pace around here in Silverstone. Could we see once again Tur winning for the 2nd time in a row in the Mercedes, this time in Silverstone for Mercedes Home Grand Prix? Well, they are based in UK, so that's basically with everyone, with Mercedes, Red Bull, Alpine, I think, McLaren, Aston Martin, and Williams. Haas is located in the US, Ferrari in Italy. Samat once again spun, but now I think he got spun, because spinning in turn 8, not a place that you would normally spin. I think he got spun, as Pete is going for the inter tire, but he's an AI, so I guess it is for inter tires, as Tur is going into the pits, as well as Coke is going for the pits, as well as Diego, but he's gonna have to serve the drive-through penalty. Dietrich as well. A whole lot of cars to the pits for the inter tire, it looks like. Reggie didn't risk it for the inter tire, so he's gonna have to do the same as the whole other cars. But now Noise, Shaza, Lewis, Nicholas, and Gemini, they have stayed out on those wet competitive tires. Well, Diego as well, but he went in the pit to serve his drive-through penalty. But at the moment, I'll check the leader time board. It could be that those Inters are now faster. We will see with Tur, is he gaining on the leader? As behind Pet is this the strategy that Pet implemented for going earlier on the Inters is actually working. I didn't actually expect that to work. Good for him. As Noise and Shaza are battling out in the S section, and now into the hangar straight. Shaza looks to go on the outside, but they should just save that battle going into the pits. Tur is gaining, so those Intertires are faster, but as well they're fighting to the pits. Who is going to be first? Who is going to late break? It is Shaza, but he gets a 5-second time penalty. So he's ahead of Noise, but at what cost? He has now 5-second time penalty for himself. So he's now a bit not in the greatest position as he has that 5-second time penalty. Tur, I expect him to go ahead of both Noise and Shaza, and it looks like he is gonna be ahead of those two, but Coke as well is gonna be ahead of both of them by quite some margin. 2 seconds ahead of both of those who stayed out for 1 lap longer. It was for them. Noise was second, Shaza was third. Now it is Shaza third and Noise fourth, but 2.5 seconds behind. So they have lost all of that time battling it out, and as well staying out with those wet tires for that 1 lap longer. Reggie meanwhile 13th and Matt 15th. They're gaining some positions slowly, but it's not looking good for them at the moment. P13 and 15 for them, and as well for Hennessy, as he was starting 5th. He's now, well, he's 12th. So they're getting the time and places as well as with Reggie. So at the moment, so right now not looking good for them, but race is long. Tur is only starting lap 8 with a new fast lap that Coke takes from him. Dietrich 5th even at the moment. Lewis 6th, Holtz 7th, Alfie 8th, Niklas 9th, Joey 10th, Pet 11th. He was like so far behind as he spins on the last corner, and he could have some re-wing damage. So his master plan could be going to shambles with that damage to rear wing that you absolutely need in these conditions. Jesus. As Sony and Matt, they make contact and they go both off track, and Matt coming out worse as he's now behind. Well, Gemini, Sony lets him through, but that ain't gonna do much. Well, if Sony is in danger of getting a time penalty because of that collision, then that won't save him. As ahead, Pet once again spins. It could be that he has rimming damage as he spins once again. His master of a strategy is going down in shambles. and it is a virtual safety car, and I'm gonna have to use this for now to sneeze. Please, please. Alright, it is a bit better. Looks like safety car is ending. Safety car, no, safety car is not ending. Pet has retired in the pits. Yeah, I guess he had a rear-wing damage. And with rear-wing damage you can't do that much. Safety car has ended. So we are back at racing. Well, that's sneezing, didn't do that much. As Hennessy and Reggie at the back, they have both overtaken Jovi at once into turn 6. Into Brooklands, I think it was. Now I remember it. Up front, Terran Coke still not really batting it out, but Coke is close to Tur at the moment, but Tur with much more ERS than a Coke. They go with 3-second time penalty, and he's very close to Sony in the S's. Matt with 3-second time penalty. He's trying to go on the outside, pushing Sony, and now onto the hangar straight. Is he gonna go on the inside, on the outside? Norris with 3-second time penalty. He's gonna go on the inside. He dives it down inside. Sony trying for a switchback, but Diego nicely covers it. And it is Diego ahead of Sony, but Sony tries to dive bomb into Vale. Coke with another 3-second time penalty. And Sony going over the curves in turn 18. But it is Diego ahead of Sony. So Diego is up into 15th. Coke with 6-second time penalties, I think. He has 6 seconds. Not optimal for him. Not at all. Oh, we're seeing that one. Well, Coke is closing very close to Tur. I don't think he's gonna be able to overtake him and even pull a gap of 6 seconds. The rain has stopped, so it is gonna be midway point. On the midway point, it is gonna be for the slick tires soon, but it's the question when. It's the question when is it gonna be for the inter tires. Tur with a new fuzzle lap 138.105, so the conditions are getting better and better for the slick tires. Shaza with a new fuzzle lap 137.771. Hennessy and Matt risking it very early for the slicks. Jovi as well in for the slicks. Matt as well for the slicks. Gemini in. Diego in. Sony in. Stack I think as well will be in. And there for the hearts. Hennessy and Reggie for the hearts. Pete for the hearts as well in. Stack in as well. Matt for the hearts. Jovi for the hearts. Gemini for the hearts. Diego for the hearts. Sony for the hearts as well, saving his 5-second time penalty. So this select conditions, and it is DRS enabled, so it is slick conditions. Stack for the mediums, the only one from the bunch that went into the pits. It is DRS enabled, so Coke could be, well, he doesn't have that much DRS, so I don't think he's gonna have a go on Tur. But it is dry conditions, so the drivers will go into the pits to change these wet tires for the wet tires, and Shazza still has to serve his 5-second time penalty, so he's gonna be behind Noise, I believe, although Noise is in that double stacking, and it could be as well costing Tur quite some time. Oh no, he went out already. But it is Coke, it is the same order, and who's gonna be ahead of one another? It is Noise ahead of Shazam, Dietrich for the Hearts, Holt for the mediums, Niklas in, double stacked, Alfie for the Hearts, and Niklas for the Hearts. So it is everyone for the slick combat of tires, and Hennessy and Richie, they're gonna be very good as Coke diving it down into turn 4, and he's gonna have the DRS, so he's gonna be pulling away, and he is in the lead at the moment, as Noise and Shazza, they're 5 and 8 seconds behind. Hennessy and Reggie, they have gained 2 positions each because of that master plan, but Coke still has that 6-second time penalty that he has, so Tur at the moment doesn't have to worry about losing the P1. Just as long as he holds on to the DRS, he's gonna be all good with that P1 within his hands. And Noise quite some far behind, although he's gaining on him. And Diego, meanwhile, at the back has overtaken Jovi, but Jovi has left the session. But yeah, if Tur just stays within that DRS, he's gonna be all good. He's gonna be all good. Although behind, Noise is catching, so he might just need to overtake him, as Hennessy at the back has spun on the X of Stove, and he loses once again a few places. He has gone from 8th down to 11th. Reggie with a new fossil lap, 132.274. Tur within that DRS, but like I said, he doesn't need to overtake him, although it could be good to overtake him because Noise is catching. The gap is already 4.8, well 4.9, but that is due to Tur having DRS. But in the corners, Noise is gonna gain a lot of time. Tur is really close behind Coke. Coke has less ERS than Tur, and now into the S's of Magus, Beckers, and Chapel. The gap stays similar, 4/10 between them. Tur with the DRS using ERS, and on the outside, a bit of a contact between them, but Coke has stayed in the lead. This is very good for Noise as they're battling it out. Tur on the outside of turn 16. Coke beautifully defending the inside, but this is very good for Noise as they're battling it out for that P1, allows him to gain on them more and more. Noise with a new fast lap, but I think it's going to be beaten by Reggie as Coke has spun into turn 3. But those are weird spin, but those are weird place to spin. So he could have been spun by Tur, but we will see in the FIA. But it is Noise at the moment ahead of Coke. So now it is just going to be pure pace between Noise and Tur. But Noise has a 3-second time penalty compared to Tur's 0 seconds of penalties. Reggie close behind Holtz, who has the DRS on Lewis. So it is going to be a bit harder to overtake. But if Reggie plans this out perfectly. He could be settling for a double overtake on Holtz and Lewis into the S's, and now into Chapel. He's very close behind Holtz. There is activated for both Holtz and Reggie. Lewis on the inside, Holtz on the outside. Reggie just can't see anywhere to go. Holtz off track and very bad big contact. 3 of them in contact and then Reggie out of the race. What were those cameras, man? What was those cameras, man? Those the worst cameras that we could have seen from there. But it is Reggie out of the race. There's contact between Holtz, Lewis, and Reggie, and it is a full safety car. But it was contact between Holtz, Lewis, and Reggie. Reggie, from those 3, out in worse because, well, he has crashed out because of it. But oh my god, what were those cameras, man? Those the worst cameras that I could have gotten. Do I have some Monaco race directors? Come on, man. Well, it allows for drivers to bunch up behind the safety car. This is not good for Tur, as now Noise can catch up to him very easily. I'm still mad. I'm still mad about those cameras, man. Like they were the worst for that. Tur is going into the pits. Noise as well going into the pits. But Tur gets a 5-second side penalty for speeding in pit lane. This is going to be crucial for the race win. Coke in as well, Shaza in as well, Dietrich in. Is Holt going to be in? I'm quite interested. Is he going to go in? I think he's going to go because he has to still have one fresh set of mediums. He's in. Lewis isn't. Alfie is in. Holt gets a 5-second time penalty. Niklas is in. So Lewis has stayed out on those a bit worn out mediums, and it could be Lewis in the lead. No, it is Tur in the lead. So Tur has a good buffer of Noise. Ahead is he up into 4th, staying out. Matt as well 5th by staying out. Coke 6, Sheza 6, Coke drops out to 7th because of that double stack. Dietrich down into 8th, Shebenai 9th, Diego 10th, Holtz 11th, Alfie 12th, Niklas 13th, Jovi 14th, Stack 15th, Sony 16th, and Pete's 18th, but he's lapped down, so he's gonna even gain a position by overtaking anyone, purely by overtaking them. I'm gonna do this once again. Alright, I'm back. But I don't think the sixth guy is gonna be in this lap. We'll see if it's gonna be in his lap or not. I don't think it is, but we'll see. Reggie's gonna be obviously fuming by that. Oh, all right. Alright, so basically, Holtz on the left, Lewis on the middle, Reggie on the right. Kinda looks like Reggie and Holtz were trying to go on the both sides from F1 Lewis, and then they thought that F1 Lewis has backed out of it. But he didn't. He was still there, and then Holt turned in to the right because he thought that Lewis was had backed out, and then they just squeezed each other, and then they both, three of them, went out. Well, that incident looked a bit weird. Reggie saying that it was first Holt's fault, but then now it's F1 Lewis' fault. I don't know, but I'm not gonna give an opinion. I'm not gonna give really an opinion. As if car is in this lap. A stack has spun under the safety car. But it is now managing the pace under the safety car. But this retirement by Reggie could be massive for the championship lead if Noise and Matt, they will have good races, as Stur has restarted this race, so the race has begun, but the green flag hasn't been given, so no overtaking till Tur crosses the line. So the race hasn't been, so the overtaking is now begun. Noise obviously wants to overtake F1 Lewis as fast as possible, maybe into turn 3, and he dives down into turn 3, and now on the other side of turn 4, trying for a switchback. On those mediums he will better get a better traction on the exit, and now they're going side by side into Brooklands. Lewis on the outside, but Noise with the better traction, with the better grip, and with the better tires. He's ahead, but no. Oh, okay, that was lag. That was lag. So now it is Noise up into second. Tur has that 5-second time penalty still. Holt has overtaken Gemini, but Tur still has that 5-second time penalty. Noise 3 seconds, Lewis 3 seconds, Hennessy with 0 seconds. So if he really stays behind those drivers, he could be getting a podium even in this race, as Coke on the inside of Stove has overtaken Matt, so he's up into 5th, but not Matt diving it down into Vale, but he now tries to switch back him into the last corner. They're going side by side through the finish line, and now into turn 1. Coke has turned in on Matt, and now that is Coke, Matt, and Shaza was involved as well in there. So now that has left Tur and Noise. They're the two only drivers in the top 3 cars remaining in the top 5, even in the top 10. All of the other drivers could be getting massive amount of points for themselves and for the team. The only team who doesn't look to be getting points at the moment are Williams and ironically, Red Bull as well at the moment looking to score no points this race. Alfie overtaking Gemini into Cops. Good work by him. So he's up into 7th. Gemini with those older hard tires. Hennessy on the outside of Lewis into Stove, and now on the side of Vale. He's diving it down. Lewis had to avoid Hennessy to going into Hennessy, but at the moment it looks like Noise would win this race. Tur would be finishing third at the moment, and Hennessy would be second. But it all could change. Of course, Shaza in the pits. It looks like Red Bull are not gonna score any points this race. From the 1-2, it looks like both of them are not gonna score any points this race. As at the back, Coke has spun on the exit of turn 5. This is like bad news for as well for himself and for Ferrari. Although Ferrari at the moment are gonna score 18 points compared to Red Bull's 0. And at the moment, well, actually at the moment 25 compared to Mercedes 18 and Red Bull 0. Actually, who has the fastest lap? Tur has the fastest lap. Coke has overtaken Sonny into Cops. The moment looks like Tur is out of the 5-second penalty zone from Hennessy. So at the moment, Hennessy would not gain a position from Tur's penalty as Noise sets a new fast lap. Many drivers close to each other as Shaza has overtaken Jovi, but he's in the AI, or he has left the session. Gemini have been overtaken by Niklas, who goes off track on the exit of turn 3, and that has allowed Diego to sneak up the inside of Gemini into turn 4, but they're going side by side now into Brooklyn's, and Diego, using most of his ERS, has overtaken Gemini into Brooklyn's. Gemini was still trying to maybe sneak up the inside, but on that. So it is Diego up into 8th, and Niklas has lost 2 positions at once during that spin. Interesting lines from Niklas, going off track in Cops. Meanwhile, between Dietrich and Holtz with the ERS and the ERS, easily overtaking him before Stove, and he is up into 5th for the lead. Nothing much happening. Noise just can't get close enough for that 1 second, but he doesn't really need to, although it would be good because he has 3 seconds, Tur has 5 seconds, so it is a very close battle for the lead in terms of the gap, because Noise at the moment has only 7 tenths difference or gap between him not winning this race, basically. At the back, Gemini had overtaken Diego earlier, but now he spun Diego into Brooklyn's. Shaza has as well spun in on the start finish straight, but Gemini has spun Diego into Brooklyn's. He still keeps that P8 at the moment, but he could be getting a penalty because of it by turning into Diego. Or maybe it was just Diego diving down inside. I don't know. Stack trying to overtake Sonny into Cops. Once again, trying to overtake someone into Cops. But Coke is close to Diego, easily with that DRS activated, and he's easily overtaking Diego, long before Stove. So he's up into 11th for the lead. Still nothing much happening. Noise still not in that DRS zone, and he doesn't have the DRS. Neither does Tur from the lapped car of Pete's AI. Although Noise is now under that 1 second. So if Noise gets that DRS, it's sort of game over for Tur with that win. As behind, once again, Niklas and Gemini are fighting for P8. Once again, Matt now joins the party as well. Shaza once again spins at the exact same place. Well, Niklas has already taken Gemini into turn 6, but he now gets a 3-second time penalty for exceeding the track limits, or for multiple warnings, as was Coke. But Noise, it looks like he has gone into the DRS of Tur, so the game for the win is now sort of over if Noise doesn't spin. Meanwhile, at the back, Gemini and Matt, they're fighting for P9. Matt in the side of Vale, now on the outside. A little bit of contact between them, but Matt getting a better exit off of turn of turn 17, and he's now ahead of Gemini. Gemini is still in the contention to get P8 because he doesn't have any penalties. The driver's ahead of him. Niklas has 12 seconds of penalties. Matt has 3, so he's still still sort of in P8. It looks like, is he in? No, Noise still not in within that DRS zone, or within that 1 second gap. And it looks like, no, he doesn't have the DRS. He's so close, but yet so far for that DRS that he just isn't close enough, and his red light was already flashing, so he is now under that 1%. Both of them are under 10%. In fact, Matt now catching Niklas. For him, catching Niklas is going to be crucial for him as well, because he needs to build that gap within the 2 laps of racing, because at the moment the gap between Matt and Gemini is now under 7 tenths. So within 2 laps he needs to build a 3-second gap. So overtaking Niklas would be crucial. Noise has already that DRS zone, so if Noise doesn't get another penalty or spin, Tur at the moment is gonna lose the win, but is gonna get the P2. Behind, Matt has overtaken Niklas into turn 6. Front, it looks like Shaza is giving the DRS for Tur, so it is a bit of a benefit for Tur at the moment, so that he doesn't lose his lead on track, as Tur on the exit of Vale and on the exit of the final corner, he will start the final lap of the race about now. The final lap has been started. At the moment, Matt hasn't built that gap because Niklas is within that of his DRS, and Gemini is within Niklas's DRS. Noise has a DRS on Tur, but there's Shaza interrupting him. There's maybe the game that Shaza is now playing to interrupt Noise and maybe force him to a mistake. Could be. It could be that way, but I don't know. Shaza going wide. He's just trying to interrupt Noise to so that he gets a penalty or spins. Now Noise does have the DRS as well as Shaza behind Tur, and now the final sector Stowe, and now into Vale. The last time Tur is gonna go into Vale and at the last corner, and it looks like Tur is gonna finish P1 on track, but with the penalties applied, Noise is gonna win in Silverstone in Season 4 of BPRL. Hennessy is gonna finish 3rd. F1 Lewis sets to be finishing 4th. Holtz, I don't know where's he gonna even finish at the moment right now. Dietrich 5th, Alfie 5th, Dietrich 6th, Matt 8th, Gemini up to 6th with no penalties. Holt down into 9th, Coke 10th, getting that 1 point, Niklas 11th, Diego 12th, Stack 13th, Sony 14th, Shaza down in 15th, Joby 16th, and Pete 17th. But Holt's 10 seconds could be getting removed. So he's gaining 1 position only. So he's at the moment getting only 1 position. But it is Noise up into P1 and gaining those crucial 26 points that he needs to fight with Reggie. Gemini driver today. Deserved. He started outside of top 15, finishing 6th in the Aston Martin. Himself not having the greatest pace overall. I started 13th. Oh, well, still a very good race weekend by him, reserving for Aston Martin. Noise as well, very good weekend, fighting for the lead all the time. Tur in the lead for the half of the race, but with just that 5-second time penalty that he got earlier on, that costed him that P1. Hennessy as well, very good race by him, being down in almost last places at the start of the race, then spinning one more time, I think maybe twice, and now finishing 3rd in the podium in front of his home fans. Good for him as well. Lewis finishing 4th, good race for him as well, but that incident between himself, Holtz, and Reggie could be, maybe he could be getting a penalty, but we'll see. Alfie as well, very good reserving debut for him, finishing 5th. Dietrich as well for him, 7th. For Matt, it was a very big roller coaster. Holtz 9th, Coke finishing in the top 10. But so he could be maybe getting a penalty after he was in the turn one. He turned into Matt, but we'll see what the FI is gonna do. So yeah, I don't have really much anything. Well, next race is gonna be next week at next race is gonna be at Hungary. We'll see if I will be there. It's a bit close with one thing that I don't want to say really. It's a bit personal. But yeah, next week Hungary. So yeah, see you guys then in Hungary. Or if not, then next race is gonna be, I don't know. Next race after that it's gonna be Netherlands. So either see you guys in Hungary or Netherlands.